It's Online Biz Real Talk today, and we have an incredible subject for you. We have so many business partners backstage. We're really excited to get them on here. And our subject is a routine, a daily routine, the key to success? It is important to be successful. Okay, so we're going to go over some of these key points, and we're going to invite all our online business community members here. So, hey, all.
Hey guys.
Thank you for joining. Ruth, I know Ruth has to get going here. Ruth has a busy life, but somehow she finds time for this business. Ruth, love you, girl. Why don't you introduce yourself for us and let's talk about the subject?
Hi, yes, hi. My name is Ruth. I'm a mom of 10 kids, married, and I work in the healthcare field.
Downstairs,
Awesome,
the kids.
Can you tell us, are daily routines required to be successful?
Well, I'm going to give you an opinion of mine. Out there's a lot of obstacles, a lot of things that happen in our lives that sidetrack us of what we want to do and lose our focus. But I manage myself to put a little bit into what I believe in, into my business, and to find some time to work on it. It could be very difficult, but if you use it as a routine, at least like a 1 hour or even 30 minutes that you have to put it in your schedule and make it a routine, it'll be a lot simple for, well, for me, it's a lot simpler for me to put, at least an hour and use it as my routine. Because if you don't put it into your routine of your daily living, like, you have to take care of the kids, you have to go to work, you have to take care of the husband and, and work. And putting just a little bit of your business, like my business that I have online, into a routine that will fit my schedule. I think it's a plus for me. That's how I use my routine. Back to you, Georgia.
Definitely, that's a good one. You're really busy. I noticed that you're really busy, and you inspire me. And you've been going through so much, but somehow you find time for this business. And to all those who are thinking, routine isn't important. Well, we're obviously saying this subject for a reason. And shout out to Mohammed, that he came up with the subject. It's very important. It's a very important. It's how I'm successful. No matter what goes on in my life, I somehow find a routine, a crazy, unorganized routine, but it's there. So thank you, Ruth. God bless you. Paulo, please introduce yourself for us and tell us, is daily routines required to be successful?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Paulo Paralejas. I grew up in Calgary, Filipino background, and currently live in Vancouver. And just like Ruth, I'm in healthcare. I've been a nurse for over 19 years. And like many nurses, we have to have a routine in order to be able to do any sort of shift work or any job. And so it's also required if you want to pursue something in the online business, because the business to me isn't just a hobby. It's that sort of mindset that you need to treat this business like a business. And so you create a schedule. And so when I started this business 5 years ago, I really used my phone schedule. There's a lot on there that I put into saying, like, if I want to do stuff for the business. So I'll schedule time in the morning. I'll get up early. Like I get up a lot much earlier than what I would usually do if I was just doing my nursing job. I get up maybe 30 minutes to an hour and schedule time in my day in the morning. And then on my breaks, I'll do stuff at lunch as well. And then after work, I'll probably put another 30 minutes to an hour. And on weekends, I'll schedule it. So really, you need to schedule things in order to become successful and to, you know, create a habit, basically, is what I'm saying. You need to be able to create a really good habit into, if you want to create change in your life, because without creating habit, you're not going to be able to, create that momentum, and then get used to doing that habit all the time. Even like if you want to go start working out in the gym, if you only go once a week, you're not going to create change. But then if you start doing 3 times or 4 times a week, you will start creating change, and then creating a routine out of that, and to the point where it doesn't become like it's a chore or anything. It becomes part of your daily routine. And as over time, it can be like at the beginning, it will be challenging, but then afterwards, it will start becoming part of your daily routine. And so that's what I believe will make anybody successful in this business, if they just learn to accept change, learn to start creating a habit, and just creating a routine in your schedule.
Love that 100%. I love how you add everything in, and it's funny, we do that often. We we talked about that. Remember what Darren was advising us on his post?
Yeah.
You know, those 7 different things, you know, and we also posted that too.
Yeah.
We talked about 7 different routines, and it said we even schedule. We talked about that, and our online business owners, community, and leaders, we even schedule our plans, our dates, our fun times. In my phone, I have right now scheduled the Christmas party for 5:30 today. So
Yeah.
I know I'm going to that Christmas party, and it reminded me, right? And it cut off my schedule. So scheduling your appointment, scheduling everything in, having that routine, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, like even on Sundays, I always start my week off by going through my whole week schedule of knowing what is going to be upcoming, so that I'm mentally prepared for what I need to be doing that week as well. And if you watch a lot of people who are very like multimillionaires, they do that as a routine. They get their weeks ready by looking at their schedule on Sunday and getting things mentally prepared.
Yeah, definitely. Did you want to add anything else? Did you want to go over anything else?
Nope, that's it for me for now. So, I mean, I'll see what everyone else thinks, and I can just throw in some other additional things afterwards.
Thank you. Aliya, why don't you introduce yourself for us and tell us a little bit about this subject?
Hi, my name is Aliya. Thank you, Georgia and Tito, for having me. I live in Toronto. I'm a mom of 3, and I'm a teacher by profession. Our daily routines are required to be successful. Yes, they are. They may be not strict, but there should be some kind of routine that needs to be present to be successful. Like all of us have some kind of routine. We go to work, or we go to gym daily, or we go for a walk, or like weekends we have our schedule. We do laundry, grocery, we cook for the week. So there are routines that are already set in our lives. It's just that how we organize those routines so that we have enough time for our business to be a part of that routine. As we talked earlier as well in our other online biz talk, initially it might look difficult to maintain a time slot or a time frame for the business in your daily routine, but eventually it becomes part of your schedule, and then it's like getting used to it, and then once you are not doing it, then you feel uncomfortable. So for example, me and my husband started walking during the summer. Like we made it a habit of going for a long walk during the summer. But when winter came, I live in an apartment, it gets difficult for us to go and walk. So initially when I was not doing it, it was very uncomfortable. But then of course, like, who doesn't like to be uh, lazy? So now I'm thinking, like, as soon as the season changes and we get back into summer, I would love to go back to that routine. So routines are important. They could be a little relaxed if you're not a very strictly organized person, but there should be some kind of routine to be successful.
Definitely, girl. Yeah, sometimes people get out of that day-to-day routine, and they feel not right. And the biggest example is working out for me, because I'm on my computer at night and I kind of sit very still and I'll work on my computer, or you hold your phone and you're like this. So my back hurts if I don't work out, right? And Paulo was teach me little tricks, how to get your back in order. And if you don't do that, if you don't continue to do that, I feel stiff and my back hurts, right? I feel hunched over. So I have to have that routine. It's a simple, silly little routine of 10, 15 minutes before bed, or when I wake up, just to do little stretches and to do my push-ups and stuff. Push-ups really help for some reason, and sit-ups help. Ooh, I wonder who's here. We don't get visitors often. Okay, so yeah, definitely.
A new business partner just saw the talk, and they're on your door.
Oh, they're coming?
They're at your door. They're knocking at your door.
Oh yeah, we had that a few weeks ago. Well, last month we actually had that. We had a person come to buy something from our neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the people downstairs are renting from us.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. Oh my goodness, Colin. Oh my goodness, my friend is here. You want to say hi? We're on a live though.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Enjoy our live. How have you been? Good. This is my mechanic friend. Let's get him in the business. You work too hard, my friend.
Wow.
You work too hard. How you been?
Good. 6 days a week, still working.
Nice to see you. Let me see if I can find some work on my caddy for you. I love this guy here. All right. We're going to continue this, but I have a few people coming on, so don't worry. I'll chill with you. All right. So let's get to Peter. I'm going to bug you, Peter, but my friend is here. He's probably talking to his wife. Peter, how are you? Please introduce yourself. Let's go ahead and ask you a few questions.
Yes, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us how many kids you have and how busy of a man you are, what kind of work you do, and then tell us, is it important to have a routine to be successful?
My name is Peter Friesen. I'm from Ontario, and I have 5 kids, and I'm a truck driver. Some weeks are very busy. I usually being gone about 3 nights a week, 90% of 1 to 2 nights a week for sure, and the weekends I'm home. But I guess my biggest, I would say, the routine for me, I don't really have much, but just an example of how important it is, like for my truck and trailer, the routine to check every morning, see if it's safe on the road. I guess that's really important for me. And also don't really have a routine to business. Depends what I like, where I have time. That's where I basically put some time in, and when I'm unloading or reloading, whatever, if I have an hour or two, sit and wait there to get loaded, and then that's when I usually trying to work on my business. And so that's basically my routine. That's what I'm doing. Like, I cannot really schedule anything because of my work wise. And the weekends, I'm trying to do much as I can. Most of my time goes in the evening, right? If I have nothing going on, then the evening. And weekends, that's what I try to put in. Don't try to work too late because I need my sleep, right? So I guess my biggest routine is sleep, right? I need my sleep because I'm driving, right? So that would be my routine, and how important it is for me.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Actually, that's a pretty big routine there. If you got 5 kids and you have a trucking business, right? You need your sleep because during the road, obviously.
Yeah.
You don't want to fall asleep on the road.
100%. And like, I love the way you incorporate the business. Like, you don't just sit there and do nothing. He literally utilizes his time. Like, when he gets off of, like when he drops off a load, because I was like, how do you do so much work when you're really, really busy? I'm really glad you're on here, Peter, because I have a new training team. I'm going to introduce you to them afterwards. You're helping me with my words today. You're helping me with my words today. Isn't it the other way around? So I'm going to introduce you to them after. But what I seen that he was doing is when they unload his truck, he sits there and he works on his computer, and he tethers his phone data to his computer. So it's like you're really multitasking, and I'm pretty proud of you because usually only women multitask. So I'm gonna bug you. But you know what? Sometimes men multitask too. But I'm sorry, I had to bug you there. But you remind me of myself. So like how can you, if somebody is like, they don't have that mindset, Peter, and they're busy, they feel like they're overwhelmed, what kind of advice could you give them? Like, how could they be more organized? How could they have more of a routine if they feel overwhelmed, busy with kids and they're truck driving or they've got a busy job?
Well, that's a good question. I'm working, still figuring out with that myself, because sometimes I get so overwhelmed and then like almost want to give up. And then I just, it's not like somebody told me, if you feel like so much overwhelmed, then you just put it on the side and leave it, and then focus on your mind on something else first. And then once you feel like now you're not so overwhelmed, then you go back to it, and then try again, right? And then and usually it was always different success, right? Different. It works always different at one time to another time. So like one time you, oh yeah, it's not that, right? And then you work on it, and it's pretty easy. Next time you're so overwhelmed because you almost want to do fly through it, right? But then you have to slow down, and yeah, that's basically it. And then yeah, that's basically what works for me. I even if I sometimes actually have done the last few weeks, I have to, what was it, put it down like 2 days, and then I start again, and I start and do a new thing. Like, oh, now it's working, it's getting better progress again, right? So yeah, and I'm very like speed up person, right? I like to get things done now, and if it doesn't work, then I get overwhelmed and a little bit frustrated sometimes. But yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're always on the go. Colin's giving you a thumbs up. He knows how that feels. Yeah, you know how that feels to be overworked?
Yeah.
He works 6 days a week. He's a very hard-working mechanic at Mr. Lube, so he knows how it feels. So I literally, I know what you're feeling, and I like that key point that you put, because if you're extremely busy like you are, and you're always on the go, example, you're a truck driver, you're always on the go, and you don't get things done quick, I understand that. And same thing with me. Like if I have to send something into the tech team before I do my ad, I have to wait like 6 hours or a day. But patience is a virtue. And also, like I said, routine. So in the midst of me waiting for things, I do other things. I utilize whatever else I could do. I put some posts or free ads, or I'll go into my training. So even if you're waiting for something, Peter, or you're waiting for Google to get back to you, or whatever the case may be, just utilize your time and figure out what you could do. Or even talk to our team like, hey, I'm right here right now. I'm waiting for Google to get back, because no, you've been waiting for Google to get back to you so you can send your ad out. If I'm waiting for Google to get back to me, what else could I do?
Yeah.
Like literally. Did you want to say something, Paul?
Yeah, I just like how Peter pointed out, when he feels overwhelmed, he takes a break. And that's meditation in a way, because when you are feeling overwhelmed, you just take a few minutes off and then just take a breather and focus on something else. And so that's a good skill to have and acquire and use at those times when you need it. So, and yeah, I'm great that you've been finding it useful, Peter, for doing that.
Thanks.
Yeah, like sometimes I work out and I feel really guilty that I'm working out for like an hour or 45 minutes, and I got all my kids in the bathroom. For some reason, I keep working out in my bathroom. I have a huge, big bathroom. So we look in the mirror, we flex. We're like, look, we're getting bigger, like my son. So sometimes I'll feel really guilty. I'm like, why do I feel guilty? Like, there's a whole bunch of people messaging me. You know how many people message me, Paulo? You see it. Yeah. So I'm like, and then I feel guilty. I'm like, no, I'm feeling really good.
Yeah. Like it's that word triaging. We use it a lot in healthcare, and you triage what's important, and your health and you is important. That's just be number one. And then all the other things. I mean, if you're not, I live in a world like if you're not dying, if you, like I'm not going to jump to helping you out right away. People can wait an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. That's the thing. It's not life or death. So that's how I look at my sort of triaging, and how I look at, if I have to answer to any of my business colleagues or just work in a business. That's how I, that's how I work in my business.
Yeah, I love that, because it's true. Because if you don't have a full cup, you can't give it out. Or if your cup is like half full and then somebody else takes the rest, you can't do it. Because I often realize that. Like, this is why I set our community up to train others right now. Like, I've been doing a lot of that right now, and they've been helping me. And they're going to get incentives, believe me, for what they're doing. But what I want to say is, I've realized that some days I'll overwork myself, And if I don't quite get that routine in there, where you have your Sundays off. Like my friend just came over, who is also my business partner, Igor. And then my friend Magic, we were Zooming with my friend Magic while Igor was here, and we was all talking and joking around and just talking about our life problems, right? We're online business owners, make money, but we still have little things going on in our heads, and we're talking about it. So they're like, Georgia, you need to have a better routine to take care of yourself. And they're throwing videos at me. They're telling me about God. They're telling me all these things I already know and I already do. But I know that I have to incorporate it more. And it's very important for you to also stick to routine of inspirational podcasts. It's also pray or meditate, whatever it is, or you do the law of attraction, or you read the book The Magic, and you also incorporate your business, your appointments, your ads. I'm creating an ad today. Even if you put, I'm going to create an ad today. Yeah, so like all these things that we incorporate, it benefits us. And they was like, take Sunday off. Like, I'm super busy. If you're not busy, don't take Sunday off. Work on Sunday, like literally. Or if you haven't done any work, just do some work on Sunday if that's the only day that you have. But for me, I'm home based, and I don't really have, a to-do schedule that I have to go to work every day. So Sunday is okay for me to take off if I want to. Like I could schedule my appointments around my life. Or today we got a Christmas party. But it's very important to schedule your business in. Did anybody want to add anything else before I go over a little bit of stuff here?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of introduce myself today. All right, here I am. I'm Georgia Williams. I'm a president, coach, and CEO. I'm a mom of 5 children. I live here in West Kelowna. We'll show this beautiful view, snowy view right now. We don't have the other window open. There's lots of windows here because it's cold. The more windows we open, the more we freeze, even though we have heat. So we don't want to open every window because it's so beautiful. I remember watching a funny movie a long time ago. What was it called? I think Dumb and Dumber. And they go to Aspen and they go on this crazy trip. And there's these people and they're like fully rich and they have a house just like this. I remember as a little kid always thinking, I'd love a house like that with all those windows in winter and Aspen in summer and like winter wonderland. And there's like no summer, and I'm having that right now. When you think of something, it comes. And when you want something and you make it happen, like, and I always felt that way. I'm going to have a big, beautiful house when I get older. You manifest things and you start to incorporate certain little routines, or you start to do little things to make yourself successful. But I didn't think about how cold it would be if you leave all these windows open because you have to have the heat full blast in your
how hot it gets in
summer. I
summer.
know, it gets really hot in summer. So what I want to say is routine is extremely important. Extremely, extremely important. Because I have a routine where every day I have something going on, whether it's productive for my children, whether it's productive for my business. It's especially for this business. We're talking about success, but success doesn't only mean money. It means health. It means wealth. It means children. It means knowledge. It means relationships. You have to schedule some time for each subject. You can't have it all. Whoever tells you can't have it all is lying. They haven't worked the way we've worked. So, if you do have a routine where you set your time aside and you're like, okay, after work, I'm going to have dinner, come home, and then I'm going to work on my business. I'm going to work on my business and I'm going to do what I need to do. And maybe the wife can watch your children if you're in a relationship or if you have children. Or you're going to explain to your spouse, okay, at this time, we're going to work on our business. If you want to interact with me or if you want to be working with the business, go ahead. Come with me. Involve them, because a lot of times what I've noticed is spouses get left behind if one is working on the business and one isn't. So that's a bit of what I feel about this. It's extremely important. Did you want to say something?
No, I think everything has been said. You're right about the routine. If you want to be successful, you have to have a routine, because you can't just get up in the morning and do this for like half an hour and then go into something else with no routine. Everything's a mess. Everything.
Yeah, structure.
There's no structure. Whenever you build a house, if you build a house from the top to the bottom, the house is gonna fall. The house is not gonna even last. You gotta build a house from the bottom to the top, and that's the routine you get. You get the foundation first. you get the steel in, you get the concrete after, and then you start making the walls, the columns, and you start, the floor comes up, so it's all structure. If you don't have structure in your life, then you're going to be a loose cannon all around, and half of the things are not going to be half finished, and other things are going to be finished. But
I like the way you put that, because it's like in Facebook, right, guys? Like or YouTube or Instagram, because we got our training group going on, and they're like really good in Instagram, but I'm like, if these people don't know Instagram well, like help them in Facebook if they're doing Facebook, because we have to structure people what they're good at first, get them to master it with the ads, and then get them onto Facebook, get them onto and if you don't master one, it's only gonna be half job, just like he said, it's gonna be half job, and it's gonna be like you're not fully there. So yeah, do you want to say something, Paulo?
Oh, I forgot to mention with when Aliya was talking how just the thought of like just being flexible with your schedule in a way and don't be hard on yourself. I follow this guy Matt Davila on YouTube. He's a really good motivational speaker, but talks about life in general. And he says why people don't become who don't keep a habit is because they're so fixed on like, okay, from this time to this time I'm gonna, let's say, work out. But then if you can't make that day, then you're like, okay, I can't do it. Then like I'm like screwed, I won't do it. But then if you say, okay, if I can't do the 8 to 9, then maybe I can do it later in the afternoon. And he's saying if you adopt a more flexible schedule, you can move things around. You will be able to stick with the habit and continue with like your schedule and then achieve that goal in the end.
I love that. You know how we created the vision boards, Paulo?
Yeah.
And I didn't get to my certain rank at that certain time, but a couple months later I did. I didn't give up, right?
Yeah.
But I still worked on it. I'm like, okay, that wasn't doable. Obviously, I thought that was doable, but it wasn't. I was thinking way ahead of what I could do at that time, but I did it. And I'm like, okay, I didn't realize I had to do this and this to get to that rank. So I just advertised more and I did more and then I got there. So same thing. It took me how long have I been working out for? Like since the workout thing. Since August, I think of 2022. No, 2020.
Yep.
And I remember like thinking like, I can't lift. Why can't I lift like the 30-pound ones, the 30-pound? And now I could, no problem. And it's like my kids are looking at me like when I'm doing the workouts, or if somebody new comes into doing a workout with me, one of my friends or something, they're like, wow, you could do that. I'm like, listen, I couldn't do this before. I couldn't do any of this before. It's all about just routine.
Yeah. And I like that because when I was dealing with my whole neuromuscular disorder, like I had no control of my neck. I lost full control of my arm. And I forced myself to go to the gym every day to do those little tiny exercises that my physio told me to do. And you laugh at it because it's like tiny little exercises, but as you build on those exercises, it will help and help you back to recovery. And so that's why I'm able to gain full control of my head movement now. But it took me 2 years to get full control of my head movements. So I was just patient. And we talk about patience as well. That's another thing. You have to be very patient in order to achieve your goals. It's not something that will happen overnight. So
I was going to say about that. I broke my arm, I think 2014, I think. Broke my arm.
Your elbow.
And my elbow was shattered, so they had to operate me. They put a plate in here and everything. And I thought I would never use my elbow the same as like it would ever be the same, right? And the elbow right now is exactly the same. I can do exactly the same things I used to do before. It goes all the way out and all the way in. But before, when it was broken, and the physio told me, he said, you have to do this routine. Because if you don't do this routine, your arm will never be the same.
Yeah.
And what I had to do is just simple routine, putting my hand here, pushing forward, count, and then just lifting up, and then doing the same thing here and then here. So I had to follow every routine as exactly how he told me. And I would say now, maybe 10 years later,
10 years,
my arm works perfect.
Even beforehand, right?
And I can do handstand push-ups too, and it doesn't hurt, it doesn't break, it doesn't. So because I followed the routine, and it gave me a structure. So this works with the same with you with the business, or anything in life.
If you follow a routine, if you follow the training, if you give yourself every day a little piece by piece, and don't give up. Just the online world is a lot easier than the offline. Okay, the online world, you're gonna get, what kind of jam are you gonna do? Okay, my Facebook ad maybe wasn't approved. Let me change some things and put it in again. It's approved. That's all. It's just so simple. The online world, like a lot of people that I have in our online business community, they're like, this is simple. This is really simple. I just have to do this and I have to do this. But people's mindset who are not very strong and who are very weak in the mind, if one little problem they come in, they're like, oh my goodness, I don't know how to get through this. And they try to give up. But then we're coming in, and even we have our compassionate group coming in and we're saying, what are you doing? Where are you? Let's get you into the training. Let me Zoom with you. Let's get on a Zoom. And if they don't even know how to Zoom, we're going to video chat them on Messenger and share a screen. We're going to like, all right, fine. You don't know how to get on Zoom? We're going to message you on Messenger. We're going to video chat with you, and we're going to show you. We're going to look where you're at, and that's all you have to do is share your screen. You press share screen on Messenger, and boom, you're in. So, Paulo, where could they go? If people want to see more about our online business, where could they go, and how could they find out about how we can help them earn online and how we can help them have a routine to be more successful? Because we do help.
Yeah, so if you want to watch our live webinar or information webinars, they're every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time, so 8 p.m. Eastern time. But if you don't want to wait now, like if you don't want to wait and want to watch the information webinar, just go to one of our links. Georgia is georgiawilliams.ca. I'm at juanpaulo.com. Peter, I'm not sure what yours is. If you want to just unmute.
It is peter-friesen.com.
Perfect. Yeah, and if you, thanks, Peter. Yeah, so just click, just go in there, add your name and email, and we'll send you a link to watch the lives on Tuesday, Thursdays, or you can watch the replay at any time, when you have the convenience. And if you watch any of this video afterwards and you watching one of our mentees, just sign up under them. If you can't find their link, just message them and get their direct link to register and get our information webinar.
Thank you so much. And we have a surprise for you. Very soon, me and Paul will have a surprise for people because we're collaborating on something special to have, viewed by television. So it's coming up. I've been getting some contacts going. I love you all. God bless. And thank you all for coming on here. Thank you, Paulo. Thank you, Peter. And thank you to all who left, Aliya and Ruth. God bless you, and we'll see you on the other side. Click that link in our post, add your name and your email, watch our free workshop right away. We'll send you a link to watch our live to see how you can make an incredible income online. How you can surpass your current income. How you can literally work from the comfort of your home, comfort of the beach, pay your debts, pay my debts, do something amazing for others even. So thank you. God bless you. Bye, y'all. Have a great day.